Alright, how we doing, folks? Boom! Welcome to Tuesday 5 numbers after the Wasteland Wednesday, man. I think this is my last World War II video that I'm posting until like the game actually comes out. We'll see next week if I have anything else up my bag, but I kind of timed it out this way in terms of just posting videos and having videos to post and whatnot from when I got in beta. Remember, I only played like a little bit of the beta on like that first day. Like I didn't play the second beta. I think I did actually. I did play the second beta for like an hour because I wanted to try out the new map, and I think like I had a half day that was like the Labor Day, like right before Labor Day or something like that. Either way, though, this will be the last one until we get the actual game over here on November 3rd. Y'all already know how we be doing. Call of Duty Day. Excited. Semi taking off from work that day. Semi hustle too hard to take off the whole day, but semi taking off over there to celebrate it. We're getting back to World War II, man. It's gonna be a good time. Hopefully, maybe, you know, big news this week was the Activision patent that was found by Rolling Stone. So, to my understanding, and I only read over it briefly once, and I didn't really go too deep into it, but basically it was a patent to change that they filed in 2015 to change how matchmaking would work, so that it kind of optimized it towards buying supply drops. For example, if a person who had like a cool like new sniper rifle or something, they'd get matched up with a team maybe of people that didn't have it. You know, then they'd be fighting against them. And the theory is that guy with the sniper rifle kicks their ass, and they're like, "Yo, what's up with that sniper rifle? I gotta get it." And then they go and buy like supply drops, right? Same thing with kind of like cool camos and stuff like that. They kind of match that up. And then there was kind of a curveball that I didn't really fully understand. But it said it wanted to get its best players matched up with like crappy players. I was like, alright. I mean, Wasteland Wednesday would definitely benefit out of that one, but I don't really 100% get that. Since then, Activision has come out and completely denied it. They said it was just a patent that they were doing research on, but that is it. And they just did the patent, but it is not implemented in any games. Believe them at your own mercy. Who knows? I don't know. The bottom line is, you know, the cloud hanging over all Call of Duty games now and hanging over the industry in general, because it's been a pretty heated topic over the past couple of weeks, is how to handle microtransactions and how to handle monetizing games. I see both sides of the spectrum on this, and I understand both sides. From a developer side, games are more expensive now than they ever were, right? I think that's pretty much like a fact. Like I'm not sure we're gonna have to like dispute that, right? I mean, think about it right now, man. You got to make games for the Xbox One. You know, this Call of Duty game, Xbox One, PS4, PC, the Xbox One X, the PS4 Pro, right? So you got to get your 4K up in there. Tons of people working on it. Single player, multiplayer, zombies. You know, everything that goes into a Call of Duty game for multiple systems. And then you have like the whole online component, the DLCs, keeping up with everything, maintaining, having events, your marketing. Like, there's a lot that goes into this monster. And they sell you $60 a game, and like $100 for like the whole, you know, shebang bang with the supply drops, man, with the DLC, the season pass and whatnot. And that's good. That's definitely good money. But it's a one-time shop, right? Like, you buy the game $60 and that's kind of it. And they make a ton of money. There's no doubt about that. But what they do with the supply drops and what they do with that different monetization strategy is that they're able to keep that money from the beginning of the game, but also keep it flowing. So hopefully somebody will go in and buy some camos, or somebody buy some guns, and that stream of money keeps going to maintain that game, to maintain the servers, to maintain the DLC that's coming along, to maintain everything. So I understand that from a perspective of a developer. It's cool. From the consumer side of things, where we're running into issues here now is it's breaking kind of our gameplay experience, right? We all kind of grew up in an era, and I think this is where like the difficult part's gonna be. We all grew up in there where there wasn't supply drops, right? You'd go and buy that Super Nintendo card of Final Fantasy 3 for like $100 or whatever it was when it came out, and you had everything in Final Fantasy 3. Period. That was it. Now it doesn't quite work that way anymore. Right now we got DLC, we got additions, we got updates, we got patches. You know, there's a whole slew of things that happen since you know you purchased the game until like you actually are completed with the experience. And we still want to take that for granted with the $60 entrance price, which I kind of still agree. Like, I'm in that camp too. Like, I paid $60 for a game. This is what I wanted to pay. We agreed on this. Give me everything. Don't break the experience. And what's really happening is we purchased the game, it works, and after a certain period of time, they're like, yeah, you know, well, we're going to put these new guns in here, and good luck, and RNG it, and, you know, buy them if you want it, but you don't have to buy them, though. You get them without buying them, but in reality, like, you're going to have to buy them if you really want to get them, because, like, I've played a ton of Black Ops 3, and I have gotten barely any of the weapons, like, barely any of the weapons, and that's because, like, they ended up introducing, oh man, I can't remember, like the certain contracts that you could, it guaranteed you got one at the end. Like, that's literally where I got them from. And I played a ton of it. So to say that you could kind of build up to it in a natural progression is almost deceitful. It is true. It is possible. But it's pretty damn hard, man. It's definitely not how the system is built. It's like a lottery, you know? And you don't win the lottery all the time or ever. So think about it like that. Even though I guess in this way place you're playing the lottery a little more. So from a consumer's perspective, that's where we kind of feel a little bit cheated, right? We had this deal, we were doing this $60, $100 if you wanted the season pass, which is already a good amount of money, and now we're not getting the full experience with that, and they're kind of breaking our experience. And we've had that model for a long time, honestly. I mean, anywhere for Call of Duty 4, it's a Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was the first one to introduce microtransactions, and that was just camos and other stuff. In this game, for now, it is also camos and just the aesthetic thing. Nothing that'll change the game. I think we've heard of that song and dance before. I think it'd be naive to kind of believe that. I think the trend overall is that that's not going to be how it is. I haven't played Destiny 2. From what I heard in Destiny 2, there's a lot of stuff that you could only get out of their equivalent of supply drops as well. And that seems to be kind of standard, and that's an Activision property as well. So, you know, kind of do the math over there and how that works. I've also, from what I played in the Battlefront beta, I didn't pay much mind to it because I didn't really care. I was just kind of trying to feel out the game. But supply drops are really important in that game to getting a lot of stuff. And they were not hiding it at all. Whether that changes from now to release, we'll see. But EA is kind of integrated into that model. Integrating that model to the extent that EA was making a, with Visceral, which ended up getting canceled this week, they were making a single-player Star Wars game, right? The Amy Hemming game, the chick from Uncharted. They were working on that. And they needed a pivot. I think like they put like a statement basically saying like, hey, this is going to be a cool single player game. We don't know if too many people into single player. Plus, like, you know, we'd make more money if this was like a service thing. So like, yeah, word. Which to me is coy of like, you know, this single player one-time experience, $60. That's just not worth it for us, for the business that we're putting in over here. We're wasting a lot of money on this. We need something that could give us more money long-term. Something we could put some microtransactions in. But it's kind of strange. That's what Battlefront is. So I don't know. I didn't really fully get that. I think it was a pretty dumb move on their behalf. Now, there's still going to be games without microtransactions. For the most part, single-player games don't. I believe Shadow of Mordor does. I kind of got a little bit discussion as to how it was. People were making comments before the game was even out on how the supply drop system worked. But I believe that one's not like necessarily game breaking. You kind of use it to get like legendary orc or something like that, but you could always get the legendary orcs without it. That's kind of understood. Apparently that one got like a lot of hoopla where it wasn't. But I think the main reason it got hoopla was because people were scared, because you got supply drops in the multiplayer games, and we've kind of had to coexist with that, and we get it. But now supply drops in our single player games, that's like a whole nother level of like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? And it's all because we're in this age right now where developers are trying to find different forms and different streams of revenues for what are really expensive games, and they're just trying things out. Like, they don't really know what's 100% right or wrong. I believe in the end they will realize that the bad publicity that you get out of that is worse than any revenue you can get out of it. But I'm not sure, because money talks, and like the Activision call, like earnings call, like they talk about like billions of dollars that they make off like these games and stuff. That includes a large percentage of the supply drops. So you can get bad pub, but like if Call of Duty still once again is like the best selling game of the year and stuff like that, I think we're gonna have to live with it, man. Let's just pray it just stays cosmetic only. And if it doesn't, you'll probably see me weighing off again like I've done in the past couple years. Your boy Marcos, man. Wasteland Wednesday.